So, the first question is the difference between injury tracking and injury surveillance. I see injury tracking as more of a software used to keep information about athletes, the injuries that they've had, as well as personal information about them in case of emergency, kind of along the lines of sportswear, which is something that we already implement. And injury surveillance as being something that can be used as more of an observation slash monitoring system, so that they're tracking injuries that are occurring to reduce the risk, to reduce the injury rate, as well as also suggest ideas and ways of preventing these injuries in the future. I believe that some of the benefits for this could be finding different ways to implement warm-ups. So like if an athlete gets injured during the warm-up or gets injured because of there not being enough warm-up time, that being something that we can use to further that so that there isn't an injury occurring. Also different protective gear that we could use that maybe we aren't using, and that was possibly something that led to that injury for that person. Another thing would be this would help in keeping our athletes healthy, as well as being able to get feedback on injuries that we see a lot. So, in maybe basketball, saying that we see a lot of ankle sprains and finding out that why we see those ankle sprains, or with cross-country runners or runners in general, seeing a lot of overuse in the lower extremities, they could kind of give us ideas on why that might be occurring with change of surfaces, things that we can avoid to keep them healthy for longer periods of time. The last thing, barriers that I could see that are preventing athletic trainers from implementing this could be the lack of athletes wanting to participate. So they may not see a reason to do something like this and allow themselves to be put out there. Also, the amount of time that it would take to record all of this, to survey this, if it would put a halt on the movement of how the athletic training room is already functioning, especially on those busy, chaotic days. You might forget to document something, and that could kind of put a hinder on what you're trying to achieve by, you miss a day, you miss an injury, they're not seeing the numbers within that system, so you don't really know if it's going to help in the long run because you didn't record it. Also because they may think that it's just not necessary to have that system in place, just because you already do what you can to prevent injuries. It's at a level you already think is where it needs to be. So that might be another reason why athletic trainers are not sure about implementing such a system.